Hello and welcome to Every Dad DIY. I'm Gavin. Today we're going to be turning a pallet into this. So stick with me and let's get started. Okay, so I'm quickly going to go through how we're going to do this. So we're going to use two boards off the pallet. We're going to dowel these together. So in order to do the doweling, I'm going to be using one of these. It has three different sizes. You have an 8, a 10 and a 6mm. And you simply put your wood in there like that. That centers it and you drill down through it. So we'll be putting it on like this, drilling our hole in. We'll drill how many of our holes we need. We'll make sure to get 2 holes in each heart. That way it'll be nice and sturdy. Once we have our holes drilled in here, then we put one of these in, which is a little dowel pin. They have a little nipple on the top, and when you put your wood down on top in the right position and hit it with the hammer, it leaves a small impression. You just put your, I'm just going to put this fella back on top then, and use it to drill the hole in the other piece. That way we should get all our holes lined up exactly where we need them. And yeah, so that's how we're going to achieve that. So once we've got them doweled together, then we'll use our scroll saw to cut out the hearts. And once we get to that point, I'll give you another update. So first things first, I got to draw the design out onto the timber. I'm also going to mark where the dowels are going. Now that we have the dowels marked, we can drill all the holes. So it's quite a simple process. You just put the tool over it, center it, and then drill the hole. Just going to repeat that over and over until we get all the holes done. So I'm just going to cut all the dowels then that we're going to need for the project. So I just get a rough measurement on how deep they need to go, and then I cut out a big stack of them. So now we need to transfer the dowel holes onto the other side. So as you see, I'm using the dowel pins here to mark the holes on the other piece of wood. I just hit it a tap with the hammer, that transfers it over. I then use a drill bit to drill out the hole. Just repeat the process until I have all the holes drilled out. I'm just going to give it a quick rub with some sandpaper. We'll then put the glue in and start to put all the dowels in. We can then knock them together and leave them to dry. I'm just going to clamp these up and leave them overnight to dry. So now that they're all dry, I can start cutting out with the scroll saw. So I'm just going to drill a hole here to let the scroll saw go through. I just need to follow the lines then. That's the first heart done, and now we're on to the second. As you see, it's quite a simple process. Okay, so it's time for a catch up. So I've cut the hearts out. They're roughly placed where they're going to go. The next thing we're going to work on is our candle holders. So they'll be coming out here, here and here roughly. So it just needs to be wide enough to fit a candle into. So I'll probably bring it out to about here. We'll curve the front then as well, just to give it a nicer look. And yeah, then we'll set the candle down in there. I've challenged myself this time not to use any screws, so we'll be doweling these on. We'll also be doweling on the hearts. And yeah, so let's work on getting that done. Tomas has been learning to use the scroll saw, and that's the first curve he ever cut. Before that he's only cut straight lines. I'm just using the belt sander just to finish off the curves on the front. Now that I have all the candle shelves cut out, I can actually mark where they're going. So I'm just using a square to get a nice straight line. I just marked out the holes where I need to drill then for the dowels. Just going to use a drill bit then to drill them all out. I'm going to use the same process then. I'm going to use the dowel pins to mark the holes on the back of the shelves. We can then use the drill bit again to drill the holes into the shelves. Here you can see I'm just drilling the holes in the back of the shelves. The wood was actually a bit fragile here, so there was a bit that came out, but it's okay because it's on the back of the shelf, so it won't be seen. I'm just marking the hole centers for the candles. I'm going to use a Forstner bit then to drill it down. Okay, so we're getting on really well there. Now we have all the major cutting done. Up next we have to get the dowel joints done. Once we get the dowel joints done, then we can give it a good sanding down, and then we'll get it all glued up. Once it dries, then we'll give it a coat of varnish, and that'll be it. So here I'm just sanding up the pieces, making the holes wider and just cleaning it up a bit. I'm also gluing on the hearts and the shelves. So both the hearts and the shelves are going to be doweled on. So I'm just applying some glue and then attaching them with their dowels. We just need to clamp everything down then so that it can dry overnight. This is the varnish I'm going to be using. It's a dark oak. As you can see, I'm just using a standard brush and just brushing it into it. I really like this colour. It gives it a lovely rustic look. Because I'm going for a rustic look, I don't need to be too neat with the painting. The wall hanger is just made from an L bracket that's been drilled out and bent back. Okay, so that brings us to the end of our video. As you can see, it's not too hard to turn a pallet into something nice for the house. I think it's really worth the effort. Yeah, so I'm going to put that in my bathroom. I think it looks really well in there. So yeah, thanks for watching. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up, and if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. See you in the next one.